Hi, and welcome to the Cornelius Seed Podcast. Thank you for checking out our podcast. Established in 1935, we're an American-owned and family-owned independent seed company. And we're excited to partner with you in our new podcast by bringing you 5 generations of agricultural experience and decades of industry expertise. In our podcasts, you can expect to gain valuable and timely information to aid you in making decisions for your operation. We'll keep things simple and informative, and much like our motto, Planet Profit. Welcome back to the Cornelius Seed Podcast. Another way we help focus on your profitability is by providing you with unbiased third-party testing. Today, I'm joined by Janie Cornelius, Cornelius Seed Sales Support Lead. She's responsible for empowering the sales team with the many tools and resources that they need to partner with growers in maximizing profits. Thanks for joining me, Janie.
Absolutely, Juan. I'm happy to be here.
So let's go ahead and jump right in and share with our listeners what Cornelius Seed is doing when testing our products. We're already conducting profit plots, which is what we call our internal testing managed by the district sales managers and the sales rep team. Can you tell us a little bit about who we're doing third-party performance testing with?
Absolutely. So we do third-party testing for the reasons you said earlier. We want unbiased results back. We also want to see how we perform against competitive brands and competitive traits. So we do our third-party testing with Iowa State University, the University of Illinois, the University of Wisconsin, as well as the F.I.R.S.T trials. And then we do all these testings with our corn and our soybeans. And that's also with not only the Cornelius Seed brand of soybeans, but as well as the P3 genetics.
Great. So I think what most of us can understand what the university testing is. Tell me a little bit about F.I.R.S.T trials, what that is, and why we test in F.I.R.S.T trials.
Yep. So F.I.R.S.T trials, that stands for Farmers Independent Research of Seed Technologies. They've been doing unbiased and timely comparisons for 25 years. F.I.R.S.T trials actually covers across 15 states, and I looked it up. And this year in 2022, they're testing 1,200 corn hybrids and 860 soybean varieties. We, of course, only test within the Cornelius footprint, the Cornelius country. So we test in Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin. And then with F.I.R.S.T trials, so we decide which products we want to test and which sites to test them at, and then we provide the seed. But we use F.I.R.S.T trials because they're one of the most thorough testing programs. They provide us back with yield and agronomic performance. They give really specific site location information. So like the soil types, the fertility, the soil conditions, just everything you can think of for that specific testing site. They provide that information back to us so we truly know what's going on for that growing season.
Well, that's definitely very important information to have as folks are making these determinations. Do we send all of our products into testing? I mean, we've got over 100, just in corn alone, we have over 100 varieties of hybrids in the lineup.
No, we don't send everything. So we'll select our product selection team. They will select our latest and greatest products for both corn and soybeans. And, maybe we're coming out with a new trait for a hybrid family. We'll be testing that one. So like we had a lot of Smart Stack Pro and Tricepta products being tested this year. So this year we're actually doing 19 corn hybrids and then 21 soybean varieties.
And these soybean varieties are both across the Cornelius brand and the P3 distributor brand, correct?
Correct.
So let's talk about, let's fast forward a little bit to you sent seed off and now we're getting harvest data back. When you get the results back, what are you doing with them? And to me, most importantly, how can the public access them?
Yep, great question. So the third-party testing data, so again, all the different universities that we use and F.I.R.S.T trials. So universities, Iowa State, they will post results kind of throughout the harvest season. University of Illinois and Wisconsin, that's usually at the end of the season. So we don't usually see those results till November timeframe. But F.I.R.S.T trials, they've got some results already out. So we've got some corn results we've already received. So F.I.R.S.T trials, they're timely, like we've said. I'll get an email alert saying that there's new results posted. I'll open that up every morning, see how we did at the different locations. And then what I do is I take all of those top 30 harvest reports for first trials, and I take that to our website. So it's real easy access for all of our customers out there. So if you go to corneliusseed.com, across the top there, if you hover over the performance tab, and then select the independent testing results. So this will take you to a page on our website where you can find third-party results for both corn and soybeans. And then if you drop down the first trial section, that'll show you all the different site locations and the regions that we are in. And you can select each one individually and pull up that top 30 harvest report.
That's very helpful, and I appreciate you covering that. So, we talked about how to access them. How else are these harvest reports helpful?
Yep. So when I get the harvest report, again, specifically talking about first trials, I like to look to see how we did by yield. So these reports come back, like I said, the top 30 published. So at each site location, there might be maybe 36 hybrids or varieties, and as many as upwards of 70. So to be able to be published in that top 30 is a pretty big deal because, we're competing against the best of the best. So I'll look through that. I'll see how we did by yield. I also like to go over to the far right and look how we did in the gross income ranking. And then from there, I like to see, how we did against competitive traits. Maybe we're a double pro going up against some smart stack pros or vice versa. And then I also like to look through all of the different information that they provide on that site location. So again, as we mentioned earlier, I can see what the fertility, kind of the soil conditions, everything that we went into. But then there's also the test comment section. So the plot cooperator, they're making notes of anywhere from planting conditions and then all throughout the growing season. So maybe there's a couple, weather events that happened. They make note of that there and how the plot reacted to it, or responded to it. And then if there was any type of insect or disease pressure they were seeing, they'll also mention that there. So you have a really good idea, really good snapshot of what exactly went on throughout the growing season for that specific site. So then another thing I like to look at is the weather conditions summary. So if you go a few pages into that top 30 harvest report, there they have listed the precipitation, the temperature, and the cumulative GDUs for that specific location for that season. And you're able to look at how all of those compared over a 10-year average. Again, for the precipitation, we had a lot of droughty pockets this year. And we can see, maybe that plot received half the rainfall that it usually does. And that might kind of explain why some hybrids perform the way they did. We can also see the min and max temperatures compared to the 10-year average, as well as that cumulative GDU to the 10-year average.
That's some really helpful information, in my opinion, that, as folks are making decisions to plant the right hybrid in the right field, you're also getting a chance to see kind of all those variables that are involved and that can affect your yield. So it's nice to have that one-page snapshot all available. You mentioned that they're publishing the top 30. If there's a product that doesn't make the top 30, are you still posting it?
Nope, we're not allowed to post anything past that top 30. We do, as the seed company providing the seed, we do get that full report back, and it can help us look to see, why the results were the way that they were.
Oh, great. No, well, that makes sense. And it sounds like regardless of performance, you're not cherry picking. You're going to make available what's available to us.
Correct.
Well, that's a ton of very insightful information, Janie. Seems like there's a lot that a person can learn from there. Sometimes it's hard to be able to digest everything. Are we doing anything else to get this data in our growers' hands?
Yeah, absolutely. Harvest is very busy, not only for the grower, bringing in their crop, ending the season, but all this yield data that just keeps piling up and piling up. And performance data. So we take all these results, we compile it all at the end of the season, and we publish them into our yield book that we hand out at our Partner to Profit post harvest meetings. So we host meetings throughout Cornelius country at the end of the season. We'll be getting those dates announced here soon. But we have a yield book that has all of the results from third party and profit plots all combined, one easy spot for growers to look through and digest. And then also in that, Chuck has replicated data that he has from other testing that we do with some new hybrids. So we'll have that information available to the grower as well.
Wonderful. I think that's can anybody attend those meetings?
Yep. Once we announce those dates, we will have it posted on our website with the events, and then we'll also send out postcards to our customer base.
Great. And I think another important thing to note on there is that if anybody wants to make sure that they receive this information, and you don't want to miss out or monitor the website, you can go to our website. In the middle of our homepage, you will see a tab called Sign Up Profit. And we just simply gather your name and email and promise to send you only relevant and timely information. Janie, is there anything else regarding any of the first trials or the reports that we missed that we should cover before we wrap up?
Yeah, I do have one more thing to add. So, first trials, over the years, they've added a product search feature. And this year, they've also included, so on those top 30 harvest reports, so that PDF we pull up, next to each product that's listed on that report, there's like a little arrow. And that's a hyperlink that will redirect you back to First Trial's website and their product search. So, what that means is if you select our hybrid, the 6525 Smart Stack Pro, it'll take you to that website and it'll tell you over the years, which this is the first year it's been in trials, but over the years, how many plots it's been in and how many times it's been published in the top 30 out of all the different plots that it's been in. So there's a lot of information there that just if you're focused on one specific hybrid or variety, it'll give you everything you need to know with its history with first trials.
Oh, that's awesome. And I that is a really cool feature that I recently stumbled upon. And one thing that I like about it when it opens up that product page is you can also filter down by soil type or the year. And so it's just a great tool to help a person make a decision.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much for joining me, Janie, and thank you for those of us who stayed on. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us or send us an email, give us a call, and we're happy to help.